Hey guys, back at Farmer Pat here. Today it's all about those June plums. In today's video, we're going to be peeling the June plums. We're going to be tasting the June plums. I'm going to show you the very unusual seed that the June plum has, different from probably any seed you've ever seen. And we're going to talk about how we can grow these June plums. So let's get started. June plums. Woo! So June plums are also known as Pommecythere in the islands. In Trinidad, I believe, Trinidad and Tobago, they call it a Pommecythere. In some other countries, they call it golden apple. I know it's also very common in across India. And all throughout the islands, we have June plums. But this is a very uncommon tree in the United States. So you guys, on all my recent tour videos, I've showed you how my tiny June plum tree that's basically just a couple feet tall has like tons of different June plums. In the last freeze we had, we lost all the little blossoms. We lost several of the small June plums, but the cold also caused them to ripen. So now we actually have two ripe June plums that we're going to taste. If you notice on the June plum skin, most June plum trees, you'll notice that the skin is like it has this dark color. If you rub it, you'll see the darkness goes away. I believe it's actually probably some kind of insect poop. Even though when you look, you don't see the insects, but I believe it's insect poop. Probably whiteflies or some other kind of insect that lives under the leaves. But I noticed for most June plum trees that I've seen, they always have either like a black thing across the skin, or sometimes like some whiteness across it. But it's all good. It's all delicious. June plum to me is one of my favorite fruits. I grew up with this in Jamaica. In Jamaica, and probably on other parts of the islands, the June plum trees grow to 30, 40, 50 feet tall. In the United States, they can grow that tall. However, there are two different varieties. What I have here is a dwarf variety, which I only see here in the United States. I've never seen a dwarf variety in Jamaica. In Jamaica, there are massive, massive trees that are laden. What I absolutely love about the June plum is that it bears basically all year. I've never had a June plum tree. Well, this is only my second one, but in my previous home where I had a June plum tree, there was never a day or a week or a month where we didn't have June plums. June plums are constantly fruiting, constantly sending out flowers, so there's always fruit on here. They do take a very, very long time to ripen once they come out. And as you can see, this is the size of my June plums. This is the dwarf variety June plum. When you get the full size June plums like what we have in Jamaica, they can grow to maybe 2 or 3 times this size, or maybe I would call it double this size. But for now, this is gonna be just fine. This is gonna be quite yummy. So let's go in. Let's wash this June plum. I'm gonna show you what it looks like after it's washed up, and then we're gonna taste this. Before we go inside, I just wanted to mention real quick, for those of you growing June plums, you're gonna notice that in the winter time, it's a deciduous plant. So in the winter, you're gonna notice that it loses most of its leaves. If you guys remember, just a month ago, during I think my December video, my 1 year video, this was covered in leaves. I had to move the leaves to see the June plums, but after that hard freeze that we had, the week of Christmas, most of the leaves fell off. But there's still some leaves at the bottom, but most of the leaves fell off. Once spring comes, all of these branches are going to be sending out new leaves and new blossoms. All right, so let's go get our June plums washed up and taste it. All right, so here is the clean June plum. This is after I washed it. You can see the difference now that we're in the light between how this one looks. See how nice and yellow and bright it is after I clean it? And this is the one that I haven't washed yet. So if you see your June plums looking like this, don't worry about it. It's just surface. It's a surface dirt or a surface, I don't know if it's animal castings probably. Just go ahead and wash that off. I also wanted to show you, these two came from my brother's tree. His tree is probably 15 years old. So when you look at my tree, that is the first year in the ground, planted it as a little sucker, maybe less than a foot tall for sure. And brand new sucker that I just planted this year, I would say maybe 10 months ago. And these are the two from my brother's tree that the tree, his dwarf tree is 15 years old. His tree literally has hundreds on it. It's a much bigger tree, but I'd have to say my little first time June plum didn't do bad at all. Look at that. Very close in size, almost identical. All right, so let's peel this and I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. All right. So you start at the top. You can actually use a vegetable peeler, but I find this is easier for me. You start at the top and you just peel the skin off. Sometimes I just literally bite it and eat through it, but the skin is a little bit on the sour side. So you wanna just peel the skin off. Usually people don't eat the skin. The skin is a little bit rough to eat. So on the inside, you're gonna see it has a very large seed with a lot of spikes. So that's why it's very different from any other plum that I've ever seen. If you guys have seen another kind of plum that has a spiky seed, like a June plum, let me know. But let's finish peeling this. Then I'm gonna tell you what it tastes like. Oh my gosh, it smells so good though, guys. It smells so good. So I'm kind of strange. I like my June plum with a little salt sprinkle on it. But since this is my first ripe June plum from my tree, I'm gonna eat it without any salt. Some people like it with salt, a little salt and sugar sprinkle on it. I really just love it plain as is, like this. You know, we should be watching our blood pressure, so we shouldn't be eating salt like that. But this is what the June plum looks like. And it smells wonderful. It doesn't smell like any other fruit I know, but it just smells wonderful. So let's see what it tastes like. All right, I'm gonna taste my June plum. Oh my gosh. Oh, it takes me right back to Jamaica. I'm literally salivating. Delicious, delicious, delicious. I'm going to show you what the seed looks like. June plum, sorry. This June plum is sweet, but it has this tartness, and the flavor is like no other flavor you've had in a fruit here. It has its own unique flavor. It's sweet and it's tart, and it's just delicious. It has a very vibrant flavor. It's not like a flat flavor. I'm literally salivating. I had no idea that I could have June plum from my own garden the same year I planted it. I had no idea. Some nurseries, if you're close by the tropical nursery, you can buy it in a nursery, or you can just plant the seed. You can get a June plum, plant the seed, and I think it takes probably like 2 months to germinate. I've never planted it from seed, but I know several people who plant the seed. As a matter of fact, my June plum tree, I'm pretty sure that my realtor, he probably planted it from seed. It's one of the seeds from his June plum tree that he planted. My sucker was maybe less than a foot, maybe 8 inches tall when he gave me, and I have June plum within the year. So let me show you what the seed looks like. You can see the little spikes coming out. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. If you're planning on planting a seed, be sure to plant from a very ripe June plum. If he can even get it to be overripe and to almost a rotten side, then he can peel off the skin and plant the seed. But make sure it's a fully mature June plum, preferably one that ripened on the tree and fell off by itself. Okay, and here's what the seed looks like. It's very unusual seed. Look at that, guys. This is what the June plum seed looks like. Totally unlike any other seed I've seen. It's covered with little spikes, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. This is what the June plum seed looks like. As long as you don't bite on it, I could probably try and plant this one here. But this one here, I think may have ripened a little bit faster than normal because of the cold. But you know, it doesn't hurt. It's free. It's free. It's free to try. So I'm gonna plant this. I know it takes a couple months to germinate, so I'm probably gonna plant it in a very small pot and just wait till the spring to see if it germinates. All right, guys. So that's it. In order to plant this, I'm just gonna take a small pot, add some potting soil to it, keep it moist, and cover it up. Stick it in a corner in a warm spot, and just wait. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this June plum video. I hope that you go, if you ever see June plum, that you go out and try it. Guys, I think it's delicious. June plum or Pommecythere or golden apple. Plant a seed today or go out to a nursery and get your June plum tree. You'll be eating June plums within a year. Till next time, bye now.